Hi everybody, and welcome to the market update. Let me just get on camera for you guys. Hi everybody, and welcome to today's market update for the 16th of October 2020. It is great to have your company today. As we do a little bit of a Friday I'll wrap up for you guys. Friday's not a big trading day for me. I won't be heavily involved in the market today, but we can still have a look for you guys. News today, we've seen ECB President Lagarde speak, and we're now waiting on core retail sales and retail sales month to month out of the US. This follows an interesting week of news, really, where and when you're looking at Forex Factory, when you see this stuff, red number means below expectation, the green number means above expectation. So employment change in Australia coming in better than expectation, but being well subdued by RBA Governor Lowe's comments about further easing likely in the US, in Australia, and the potential for downside target there. The EU summit seems to continue. I've got no update on the Brexit stuff at this point. So it looks like they're still deciding on whether they can find a time frame for which to make a decision. Look, I expect a reasonably quiet finish to the week as we start and wind down and head towards next week. We are getting closer to a number of things. We are awaiting some decision on the Brexit matter, and definitely we're getting closer to the US election, and US elections can weigh heavy on markets, and you'd expect some degree of consolidation as we head into them. I think the charts are already showing us that a lot of this kind of pattern where I've been talking about in the last couple of weeks about looking for a decisive bar at the top of a range to dominate that range, and for us to stay inside the body of that. And that's what's happened in Bitcoin this week. This is the Monday bar, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Not much happened here at all. And we'll watch with interest. What we do have is, again, you can look. I'd be prepared to take a close above the body of this bar, or the bottom of the body of this bar for direction. Looking for a break up, down, and test of around this level here, around 13,000, wasn't it? 12,000, sorry. Or coming back down and retesting the top of this triangle somewhere down around the $11,000 mark. For now, we'll sit inside the range, and we will bide our time with real care. NASDAQ, we talked a little bit about this yesterday, about the fact that it would probably come down and look to test a level down here. I think we've got our level by the look of this. There's the top of the body. We've seen the test of the level, and this gives us now double bottom, higher low, higher high, higher low. And for mine, the market should try and drive up towards these highs from here. You'll expect to see them in play at some stage next week. A break below the low here of this bar, yesterday's bar, and you're starting to wonder if the market's got this wrong, and all of a sudden we have a different look around this, and perhaps heading back down to some lower numbers. But for now, given the type of bar this is, I'd be looking for a break through the top, and once we get a break through the top, I'd be looking for the higher high, and the target up here is the most likely outcome on the NASDAQ. US 500, the S&P 500, similar type thing here, has pulled down, hit our level here quite nicely. Started to bounce away, give us a low test bar, and again, it does look like a higher low, and from there we'll head up and see if we can take on these highs. Again, get a close below the bottom of this bar or our levels, and again, we'll just adjust that level a little bit and see where we are. I still kind of like my level there a little bit. I can probably get it to, maybe you can get it to there. And a close below this level would change my opinion on this. We'd feel the market had got it wrong. This was a higher low. Break of this trend line here as well, and all of a sudden we'll be targeting down here. Plenty of reasons to be bearish on stocks, but don't forget that while we'll all have reasons to be bearish on stocks, the market continues overall just to continue to run up, and I think high side targets are most likely. For mine, D-Day for gold, and look, I'm sorry, it's a busy chart. I'll just the downside targets here, let's sort of ignore them for now. We continue to tend to rally between this 100-day moving average coming through here and monthly pivot. And we do have a channel forming here where we're getting higher highs and higher lows. And I think in this time now, we're taking on both monthly pivot and weekly pivot. And next week's weekly pivot will only move a little bit. So we're still going to have quite a tight range between weekly pivot and monthly pivot. But we're staying above the broken triangle, which I like from a bullish point of view. We're staying above the base of the channel, which I like from a bullish point of view. A close here below, so a close here above weekly pivot and monthly pivot. Stay on a 4-hourly chart, and it would bring in weekly resistance 1 for me as a target for a higher high. And really, I'd be quite bullish if I could get a close on a 4-hour chart up above weekly pivot, monthly pivot. Other stand on the other hand, if we got if we get a meaningful close below on a 4-hourly chart, then that'll bring the bottom of this channel and this previous triangle and the 100-day moving average all into play. It does seem to me that we've got quite a lot of support sitting underneath this, and it does give us a bit of a stronger base for a move up. And I'll remain cautiously optimistic on gold. I'm looking for some confirmation with a close up in this area here that we may hit up and try this area here. Dollar yen. Still hanging in the extended range for mine. I know we've seen a couple of breakouts of these levels, but they still seem to be very much in play for mine. And for now, I think you've just got to sit in here and be patient. I'm not a great range trade. I prefer to trend trade. If I was going to trade this, I would trade it back up towards the top of this range. I do have overall some bearish sentiment on the dollar, but we'll have to wait and see how that plays out again. Close below this horizontal level here, and I'm far more interested than I am right now. XCI continues to flirt with the top of this range. It's been a range that's been hanging around for a long time. And again, my high percentage trade is to trade this down to the bottom of the range, but a close up above the white area here, and I would trade it up to the resistance here. Euro US dollar. Nice to see euro in this area here. Look, it's an interesting chart for mine. I don't love euro at the moment because of the Brexit stuff going on, but what I do have is I've got this long-term range, and I've now got the bottom of this range being genuinely tested. And if we get below here, then I'll be really interested perhaps in setting a target down below here, somewhere down around here for a lower low. And if I got that, all of a sudden I'd have high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, pull back to lower high and come back and hit this target. Seems on track. But I've got to get down here and really, even a close below here on a 4-hourly chart would only interest me. I'd really want to close below here on a daily chart to truly convince me that I want to get into this with some conviction. In the meantime, a 4-hourly close up into here, or even up into here, would start to make me feel like the top of the range is back in play. We did talk about the Australian dollar being smashed around on Reserve Bank Governor Lowe's comments, and we did get down in the 70 cent area here. And I was reading today from the guys at BK Asset Management, actually, that they think that 65 is a possibility for the Aussie with weaker global sentiment. We'll watch that with some care. We'd need some real price action confirmation to believe that. I guess if you're a bear on this, and right now I think with the RBA talking about more intervention and lower rates, I think that's fair. Then I would say this 70.26 level would be a really nice first target to the short side. I think monthly support one's always a reasonably nice target as well, which is a bit further down if you're looking for something a little bit more aggressive. And that would start to give you, again, big picture, high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Yeah, we're starting to get pretty bearish there. This is a bit different. We've seen higher highs and higher lows in this run up. But I think here is a reasonable target, and below here we start getting really bearish. Above here for mine, we're still looking in the big picture, perhaps setting up double bottom here and running away to the upside. Fundamentally, there's no basis for that, so we will watch with care. I know if you guys are around still long Aussie NZ, I'd watch that with a little bit of care at this time. I think we need to see this play out a little bit more before we start to get too excited about that kind of trade. Someone did ask me yesterday to have a look at Aussie yen. I'll drag Aussie yen over. And remember, guys, if you'd like to have any analysis done on any charts, just put it into the chat box for me, and I'll let you know. Look, I did say we needed to see a little bit more on Aussie yen. It does look, it's an interesting close on this. A big push down, did close towards the middle of the bar, but it has sold straight off. Below yesterday's bar, I think we have to be particularly bearish and at least looking down for a run down to this area here and really a little bit further. Maybe a little bit of support still hanging around before this goes. It doesn't look quite as vulnerable to me as the Aussie does. Look, thanks for your company this week. If you're enjoying the analysis, then please like us on, like the post on Facebook, like the post on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the channel, so you can get it some more. But more importantly, if you're enjoying it, let your friends know and have them come along and enjoy it as well. In the meantime, guys and girls, have a great weekend. Remember today, Fridays it can be tricky, and quite often what happens on a Friday is that people who have got short earlier in the week, they close their positions, and markets that are falling because the positions have been closed, they pull back a little bit. And people who've bought early in the week close that position. And so late on Fridays, we often see a little bit of a pullback in the market, and I'd be watching for that this week and taking a little bit of care towards the end of the US session as this market winds up for the week. I'll be back Monday to have another look and talk to you then. Until then, take care, make good decisions, trade carefully. See you guys.